All right, so I'm back in the garage again today. Test drove the car last night. It feels good. Um, it feels nice to be able to drive the car and not have the diff falling out. So that was nice. I did order another pair of Porsche rear Brembos and brake lines because I need a 90-degree fitting to run the Porsche calipers with BMW lines. So I have brake lines coming and I have calipers coming. When both of those things come in, I will be able to do the rear brake setup. But today, and I noticed this when I was doing the subframe, as you see, my battery is out. So what we're doing today is fixing the floor underneath my battery. As you can tell, there's not much floor there. And again, it's one of those things where I'm glad that I caught it before the battery fell out of the car. This is actually my battery hold down, and the battery had fallen enough so that it was, the bolts actually weren't super tight. So the floor got flimsy enough that it was like bouncing up and down. I had this mat underneath the car, and as you can tell, all of the floor is kind of stuck to this. So I think I have a replacement for this, but what I'm gonna do, the goal for today is to take this sheet of stainless and make myself a new tray for the battery. So I think what I'm gonna do is, well, first of all, I gotta clean it up. But I think what I'm gonna do is come into this metal. Let's see if I can find some good metal. So I may have to do like a 90 on one side. So I may do like a lip here going down, and then a 90 go across. And then what I'm gonna do is, this is for my battery hold down. So what I'll do is drill out this hole, because that's still solid metal. Actually, no, it's not. See, so it's not solid metal. So what I'll do is not for myself. So what I'll do is I gotta drill a hole where that stud is gonna go, and I can empty my trunk. That'll help. Okay, so this part of the floor is still solid. So what I got to do is I got to kick the metal down this way, and then it's going to go, so it's going to be kicked down this way, then it's going to be flat. That's where the battery is going to sit, and then I'm going to try and kick it up another 90 degrees so I can bolt it to this over here. But first, I kind of want to get some of this crud out of here. So yeah, let's start with that. All right, so I cut a bunch of bullshit out. There's not much left. So what I'm gonna do is, well, let's finish prepping it. Yeah, it's ugly. There's a big hole. So I could just relocate it into here with a new tie down. But I think my best bet is to keep it in its same spot, just so I don't have to change any of the wiring or rip the interior apart. So let's go ahead and get started on trying to bend this. So this is going to be the hard part. The sheet that I got, it might be too thick to bend 90 degrees. So I'm going to see what I can do. I don't have a brake or anything here to actually bend it. I may have to try to make some sort of jig to put it in the press and try and bend it that way, because the only other option I have is putting it in a vise and trying to hammer it. So I almost dropped that on my foot. Yeah, so let's see what I can do. So that's the plate I made. I was able to get it pretty close to 90 degrees, maybe a little more. It's obviously not perfect. And then on this side, there's a little bit of a kick down. So this should fit in here like that. Hang on, let me get a light. So what I'll do is I'll insert some, what's it called? I'll do some nutserts in the side here. And I will bolt this to the side. That's what that 90 degree lip is for. And then it looks like I got to bend it a little bit more. Just to get this lip down right here. And then I will do, again, I'll do nutserts and bolt this plate to the floor. And then the only other thing I have to do is go directly across from this and drill a hole in the plate for the battery tie down. But that's pretty good. I'm not really going to worry about the holes. I am going to spray everything down. This is bare stainless steel, so I'm going to give it a good coat of paint. I'm not going to worry about seam sealing it because I already have a hole in the trunk over here. And then also I have in this area here, there is a leak as well. So I would rather have holes to allow the water to drain than let water in and not have it have anywhere to go. So I just got a little bit more bending to do on that plate, and then I will do the mocking up of installing it before painting it. And what I ended up doing was I used this big old hammer and this vise. That was for the one that had like the mild bend in it. And then for the 90 degree bends, I tried to use the press. You see I've got some angle iron here. and some angle iron here. So what I was trying to do is press the sheet using that one into that one to create the 90-degree bend. And as you can tell by that one being not perfectly 90 degrees anymore, I was bending the angle iron instead of the sheet. So I got it to bend a little bit. My main issue was I couldn't get it to hold itself. I was trying to hold it, and obviously I'm not strong enough to hold the metal while it's trying to be bent. So after I got it started, I brought it over to the vise and put it in the vise and just went to town with this hammer. So let me just see what side this is. Let me grab my marker and just mark it. Like that. So this side is good, but this side I got to make it a little bit wider. So the car's all back together. Battery is reinstalled. The plate is riveted into the car. I did a quick coat of paint on the top side and on the bottom side. You can see all of what was left of my floor. I've got a big washer on the top and on the bottom to, you know, just grab the edge a little bit in case, because that rivet was good, but this one was a little short. So, I mean, granted, that's not that bad because it's resting on the metal, but there's that washer, and then there's another washer on top that is clamping those pieces together. So that is all set. I don't have to worry about the battery falling out of the car anymore. It's actually, it's not going anywhere. The whole car shakes when I try and move the battery. So I'm happy with that. And that's really going to do it for today. As I said earlier, I'm still waiting for calipers and lines for the Porsche rear Brembo kit. But that's it. I just wanted to make sure that my battery wasn't going to fall through the floor. So if you have an E36, this is something to watch out for. This is not the first E36 that I've seen that has had it rust out from underneath the battery. It's actually it's one of the first places that always rusts out, which is kind of funny, seeing as you know, you need the battery to start the car. So I was going to relocate the battery and just move it over here, but I was actually able to do that plate relatively easily. So this is how it ended up. It's all set. I hooked it back up. It works. It's tight. Now I just need to go back through all of my settings for like my radio and my GPS speedometer, and just redo all of that just because it got disconnected from power. So have a great night, guys.